All right. So today we have a special guest. It occurred to me that I have been remiss in not inviting more guests on here. First of all, my voice probably gets tiresome after a while. And secondly, it's great inspiration. I mean, we want to hear stories about people who are winning and who've lost weight and whose lives are improving. So, having said that, we have today Jackie is with us. And she has a pretty cool story, and there are a couple of um, nuances about it that are a bit different than from other people. So, first of all, Jackie, hello.
Hello.
How are things today?
Good.
All right, excellent. So, let's get started. First of all, what made you decide to come in and see us so you can lose some weight, other than the obvious?
Well, that's really my husband because, my husband's been on the program, so he kind of convinced me that it was a good idea.
Got it. Were you resistant to it or were you open to
Yeah,
the idea?
I was pretty resistant to it.
You were. Why was that?
Because 600 calories a day, 700 calories a day does not sound like a decent amount of calorie intake. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. You can do your thing, I'll do mine.
Right, right. And a little context about that for people who are listening. The program is in different phases. And one of the phases is low calorie, it's up to 800 calories. But as you are discovering now, it is not, in fact, a low calorie program. It is a high calorie program with a low calorie detox. Uh, because how many calories are you eating now?
Well, I'm trying to do like 2,000, but I mean, that's really the
Yeah.
try. But I mean, I don't typically eat that many.
And you're supposed to be eating 2,500.
Yes.
Right. So this is my life, Jackie. Welcome to my life. I deserve a little sympathy because first I tell people that they need to decrease what they're eating. They get PO'd at me, and then they start doing that and getting into a groove and losing weight and feeling great. And then I say, okay, guess what? You have to massively increase your calories in order to keep your metabolism up. And then they get PO'd at me again.
Yeah, I get it because I personally don't like this calorie intake crap.
It's an interesting thing, but I did want to clarify that for whoever's listening. By the way, how much weight have you lost so far?
Total right now is probably like on the program, like 35.
35 pounds on the program in 60 days.
Yes.
Okay, which is pretty awesome. Let's talk about what's different about you as compared to most people who come to see us. You are on a GLP, and I forget which one you're on, but um, what were your thoughts about coming in to see someone like me about doing our program, the FinTech weight loss program, while being on a GLP?
Well, my thought was I don't eat a lot on the GLP-1 as it is. So I'm like, okay, well, when I realized how little I really eat on the GLP-1, I'm like, okay, this can't be that hard. I mean, yes, there are days that you still crave crap and, all of that on a GLP-1, but for the most part, you don't spend a lot of time worrying about food.
Right, right. So it's really a good idea. I encourage people because it maximizes the results of the GLP-1. Whatever people think about GLP-1s, they have some advantages and disadvantages, and it's a good idea to maximize it. But I did want to ask you this: what is, and this is an important question, and this is one that people really want to hear and need to hear. What are some of your wins since starting the program? So we sometimes refer to them as NFVs or non-scale victories. Besides weight loss, what have you noticed is different and better?
I get more compliments from people. My clothes are getting bigger. Even sometimes I don't see it on the scale, but my clothes are fitting differently. I can, not feel I can fit into a seatbelt on a plane, which was a challenge before. So that was huge. And it was in coach too. So they're even smaller than first class. So, but yeah, I mean, those are really, some of the big things.
I do want to get into that one specifically for a bit. Many people have not had that experience where they've, needed an extender on a plane. So tell me about what your experience flying was like when you needed one.
Well, it's pretty embarrassing when you have to ask the stewardess or, the whatever they want to call themselves nowadays, flight attendants, to come and, bring you a seatbelt, extender, because most of the time they're busy when they're getting on the plane, but they're also telling you, you need to buckle up. So you're like, okay, I need to buckle up, but I can't buckle up. So it's kind of, embarrassing having to ask them to go get you one. And they kind of look at you like you're crazy. And, I mean, is what it is. There's many people out there that need them, but it makes you feel kind of crappy that you have to ask that. So, and even sometimes in first class, you have to, which I had to ask that. And that's, depending on the plane and the airline, of course. But I mean, it's very embarrassing.
Yeah, let me explain that one too to people because I have some personal experience with that. And essentially, when you're on an airplane, the law is that you have to wear a seatbelt. And if the seatbelt doesn't fit, you only have two choices. The first is you can either raise your hand, or do you press the light or raise your hand?
Neither. I would find a stewardess walking down the aisle or, doing other stuff that I would just ask.
Got it. Okay. So you would wait till one was passing and then you would
Yes.
kind of hail them down. All right. And the thing is that then you have to ask and in front of people.
Yes.
And that is a very unlovely experience. The other option that you have is to try to get away with it, like to put a coat over your lap or something, and hope that you do, in fact, get away with it. Because if you don't, that's going to be embarrassing too. Have you ever tried that method?
No.
Okay,
No,
I did.
because typically they come around now and they look,
Yeah.
and they typically now tell you, do not have anything on your lap because we'll have to wake you or whatever if we don't see a seatbelt.
Right, right. So it's not even worth taking that chance. So there's no choice other than to do the extender. And I think I told you a few years ago, after having had the experience that you had, losing a lot of weight and then not needing the extender, I came up with the idea of the seatbelt slack club, right? Because when you pull it to tighten it, and you're going to experience this too, Jackie, and it's going to be really thrilling. It may or may not just be barely fitting now, but as you continue to lose weight, you have to pull on the slack to tighten the seatbelt. And the lengthier that gets, the better you feel about it. And that was my idea, creating the seatbelt slack club. So anyone who's had that experience would enjoy it. And I even purchased, I told you this, I don't know where they are. I'm going to get you one. I even purchased some seat belts to give out to people so they can just, because I don't have an award for it. Is that something that you would like?
Sure.
Okay, good. It'll be a reminder of how well you've done. You were mentioning some other wins that you had too, like your clothes. What have you noticed? I mean, other than the obvious that the clothes are bigger, but what have you noticed about your clothes, your relationship to them?
I mean, I don't mind getting dressed in the morning where I used to hate getting dressed because you wondered if after your husband does laundry and he washes everything in hot water and you can't fit into them and you have to, lay on the bed to put them on. Now I don't have to worry about that. I've gone to smaller clothes, but I don't worry if he washed them in hot water because they all fit anyway.
Right, right. Have you done the thing where you stretch them out? You're pulling on them and pushing on them just to get in?
Yes, and laying on the bed and sucking it in and anything else that can go with that.
And now what's the process like?
I just pull on a pair of pants and put them on. I don't worry. I don't even worry about it. I don't have a problem, so I don't even think about it anymore.
I love these small things, right? Because most people don't consider them. But if you're not used to the experience of just grabbing any piece of clothing, knowing that it's going to fit, knowing that it's going to look good, that is such a feeling of liberation, isn't it?
Yes.
That's awesome. What did you find when you were on the program? How did you feel? Because obviously you had a concern about the low calorie portion of the program, but what was your actual experience like?
My experience was good. I mean, I didn't really have any problems. Um, I mean, it was the first couple days were a little, getting used to what you were taking and everything. But after that, it was very simple. I mean, it's not hard to follow. I actually liked the fat burning drops. I don't know, I could feel a difference. I mean, now I'm on a different phase where I'm not on those. So you can definitely feel a difference. That I don't know, I felt different being on that. But I mean, there's stuff that I actually really like. I mean, I like the hydromolecular. I don't know, I feel better when I'm on that. And I stopped it for a couple days because I'd run out. And now, I mean, I don't know, there's something about it that makes me feel better. And so, I mean, overall, I mean, I felt better. I'm not as tired as I was. I mean, overall, I feel better.
Yeah, absolutely. And the hydromolecular that you mentioned. So what you're referring to now, obviously, is some of the supplements that are on the program. The hydromolecular has a bunch of research on it, and that stuff virtually wakes the dead. And I'm going to be a little more specific about this in case you have any nerd in you, and you want to know what it's actually doing. The hydromolecular is a really good antioxidant. And what antioxidants are is they're these substances that kind of get rid of rust that build up in your body, right? And believe it or not, there's a process that's similar to rust. And it causes potentially a lot of problems. Well, this cleans it up. But the way it does it is that it takes the rust and it adds some hydrogen to it. And so it essentially makes water out of it, which your body obviously needs. Have you experienced, you said more energy. Can you put a percentage on that, Jackie? How much more energy do you have now?
I'd say probably 50% more. I mean, I'm not
Wow.
tired when I get off work that I used to be, and I'm not like extremely tired in the middle of the day where I'm like, when is the day gonna end? I mean, the day kind of flies by now, and I don't even think about that stuff and I'm also not, snacking all day long either, so that helps the situation.
It certainly does. Uh, in the past, you would snack all day long?
Pretty much.
Okay. Are you in one of those offices where they always have things, bagels and donuts
Oh,
and
yes. Yes. We always
got it.
have donuts, bagels, cakes for birthdays, you name it, we have it. So yeah, it's a little frustrating because you don't want to go near it. Now I don't even look at it. I mean, when the bagels are out, I'm like, okay. It doesn't even thrill me to like, I used to love going and getting a bagel. Now it's like, whatever.
What are your I was going to say teammates, but your workmates, what did they say to you specifically about that, about the fact that you're not eating as much? Do you find that they're supportive, that they're, or they go the opposite way, like they're saying, hey, have something, live a little. What's been the deal with that at work?
It depends on who it is. Some of them are like, "Oh, okay, you're just not which call you're on a diet." Well, and most of them notice it. But there are also several on the GLP-1, so they're like, "You can have whatever you want, just in moderation," which truthfully on a GLP-1 you can. But I don't really crave the sugar anymore, so it's like, whatever. I mean, it's not something that I want. So it doesn't send me. And the thought of eating like a bagel, now it's like that's a lot of carbs. And even though I used to love bagels, it's not like to me it's not worth doing it. It's just like,
Yeah. Yeah. Did the sugar cravings go before you were on the program as a result of the GLPs or
no, no, I mean I was eating candy on GLP-1s. Um, I mean, I have M&Ms on my desk, and I still have M&Ms on my desk, but I don't eat them. It's for everybody else in the office to come eat because I seem to be the office with the snacks. So, and they get cleaned out pretty much every week. I have to refill them every week. So,
whoa, wait. Let me get this picture right. So there is candy on your desk in the
yes,
office
hmm
and your coworkers are coming in to eat the candy that you keep supplied for them.
yes, Yes, they kind of demand it. I also have peanut butter pretzels on my desk too. They kind of demand that a lot. Those get ran out a
What do
lot.
you mean they demand it? Why aren't you like,
Oh,
screw you? I'm not the
they
candy
they demand
person.
it. They literally will leave it on my desk and tell me it needs a refill. Yeah, they're pretty, and it's one of them's my boss, so
You
yeah,
have no choice.
pretty much.
Yeah,
And
you've
then
got some
when
nervy
he finishes
coworkers.
them, I have other coworkers that will put the thing on his desk and say you didn't refill it. So
How
yeah,
dare you?
exactly. So I kind of have to once a week. I typically once every week to 2 weeks I have to refill the M&Ms and the cookies and the peanut butter pretzels.
And now you have no desire.
No, I don't eat them. I fill
Well,
them, but I don't eat them.
so this is interesting, right? So this is something that I know about. That one of the great things about the program is that even though people are eating less, cravings tend to go away, and you tend to be less hungry than when you're eating everything you want. But what's interesting here is that you're feeling that you were still feeling the desire for the sugar and the carbs even while you were on the GLP-1,
Yes.
but then it went away.
Yeah, you don't just because you're on the GLP-1 doesn't mean that your food that just really takes care of the food noise, but it doesn't take care of the cravings. It's just you're not thinking about your next meal when you start eating breakfast, you're not thinking about dinner. But it doesn't take away cravings. It just takes away the food noise. So you still have them. Now, does it make you eat less? Yes, of course. But you could eat less and eat all sugar. It doesn't, I mean, it's not going to stop you from eating all sugar.
Jackie, how are you distinguishing between cravings and food noise? Because they would seem to be similar things.
Yes and no. I mean, food noise is a constant, like you need to, I just want to pick up something and snack. Craving would be something like, you can't stop thinking about chocolate. Whether, that's something that you want chocolate. That would be the difference. On the food noise, I don't have food noise anymore, so I don't think about I know most of the time I don't think about the next meal.
Okay.
Typically, my husband asks me for dinner, "What do we want?" I don't care. It's whatever. And he's like, "What do you have taste for?" I don't have taste for anything. It just whatever. I can pretty much figure it out whatever wherever I go.
Okay.
So,
So the food noise is like a hum, and then the cravings is kind of more of a peak, would you say?
yeah.
Okay. And when you were having the cravings, were the cravings the kind of thing that would stay with you, or they would come and go?
I guess I would pretty much stay with you because I mean, no matter what, I was always craving sugar.
Okay. And there's a reason I asked that, and this is important, is that people have trouble distinguishing. They tend to think that their cravings or they're giving into the cravings are because of something with their character or their will, right? Like they're weak-willed, they can't control themselves, etc. But there are physiological cravings. And physiological cravings is when your body is demanding it. And that happens when the body is obviously not working right. Because, emotional cravings tend to come and go, but the physical ones will torment you until you give in.
Pretty much.
So that's great that it went away. And this is one of the things that we look for in the program because we're looking to make a physiological change. We want your body to be working better and you to lose weight as a side effect. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay, good. What would you say in your mind is the best thing about the program?
Mm, I mean, I really can't say. It's just easy. I mean, it's easy to follow. It's not something difficult. It's not one of these fad diets. It's really just changing your lifestyle. And I mean, if you can get through the point of, the fact that it's just changing your lifestyle, it's something you can live with a lot easier than, eating. And if you don't change your lifestyle, you're never going to change. So, when you go on Weight Watchers, the second you don't follow Weight Watchers anymore, everyone gains their weight back. If you don't make it a lifestyle change, and it's pretty easy to make it a lifestyle change.
You found it easy to do that. You got into it pretty much right away.
Yeah.
All right. I want to tell everyone the great thing about you and witnessing you on this program, which is that you did come in nervous, right? And that's pretty typical. Nobody likes the idea of making a change, right? but you became very, very ambitious at a
Hmm.
certain point, right? It was like everyone wants to lose weight, right? But you got to a point where I want to say you're hungry for it, but that's a bad pun. But where I think you realized at a certain point that you could do this, that you love the results, and then it became like nothing was going to stop you,
Pretty much.
and that's your attitude now.
Hmm.
Good. I love to hear that. I love to hear that. Okay. One thing I want to do here is, and I think I sort of know the answers beforehand, but I have to do it because it's a matter of quality control. This is my quality control check, right? Uh, the mission here in this office is to create happy, healthy, hopeful people who have reached their ideal weight and have a renewed zest for life. So, question number one, are you happier now than you were before you started the program? If so, how much more?
Yes. I mean, that's hard to say.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, a good amount.
Okay. Well, we'll take that. Are you healthier now than before you started the program?
Oh, definitely.
Got it. And why do you say, oh, definitely like that?
Blood work, I mean, shows that. I mean, feeling, I mean, I feel differently. I mean, you know how you felt beforehand. You know how you feel when you eat the crap and stuff and your body feels ugh. Now I don't have that. I mean, you can tell the difference.
Awesome. Okay. Are you more healthful? I'm sorry, happy, healthy, hopeful. Are you more hopeful now than you were before you started?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah, I would say definitely because it's something that's within reach now, isn't it?
Yes. And I'm
Okay.
also seeing that my goal weight is within reach where it seemed a lot further away before.
Oh, please. Yeah, it seems like a mountain. And I think, a lot of people, they want to lose weight and then they start planning. Okay, well, if I lose a pound a week, if I cut out carbs, go to the gym every day, then it will take me approximately 2.5 years. And then they're like, okay, let me see if McDonald's is having any specials now.
Pretty much.
It's just too overwhelming, right? So, uh, and then lastly, how would you explain your zest for life? Is that on a different level?
Um, I wouldn't say it's on a different level because I mean, I've always had a zest for life, but I just feel like I can do more now.
Cool. Like what? What do you want to do and what can you do now that
Well, when we went to Vegas, we wanted to, me and a friend of mine wanted to do um, zip lining down Fremont Street, and I didn't meet the weight requirements that they required. So now I do. So I mean, there's like, that's a huge difference. So I mean, stuff that you can't do when you're overweight, you can do when you're not. So I mean, it does change things.
when is the next Vegas trip?
I don't know. I have to talk to my husband about that. I would go tomorrow, but
But
within
zip
reason.
lining is on the agenda?
Yes,
That's
ziplining
so
been on the
cool.
agenda since the first time we went to Vegas, but again, at Witchclad, it had a limit, and there was, yeah, not going around that limit.
That's very cool. Okay, and is there anything else that you want to share?
Not really. Well, yeah, but you're probably not going to like this statement.
Well, 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 then why say it? No, go ahead.
Because it does make sense.
Fair enough.
Most people believe that they have to cook at home every meal because it's healthier. To be honest, we very rarely, and you don't know this about me and my darling husband, we don't eat a lot at home at all.
Yeah.
We just don't. We're very busy, so we go out to eat pretty much every night. And you can still follow the program if you go out to eat. It doesn't. You just have to pick and choose what you ask for, and you have to tweak it.
Yeah, and I don't like or not like that. I mean, I understand it. Preparing food is another thing, and we all have stressful lives, right? So, it does make it more challenging in a sense if you go out every night, and just in general in life. And this is just a fact that I'm not putting any kind of judgment on this. It's hard because restaurants are concerned about profits and they tend to do things a certain way, and it makes it a little harder. But if you're able to do that, fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it's not as easy as if you were to make everything at home, but you can, You can learn to tweak stuff that, it just makes sense because some people just don't have the time to cook every meal
Right.
and, you know, meal prep. I would love to be able to meal prep, but I don't have time to meal prep most of the time. So
Yeah.
we figure out how to make it work.
Yeah, you do, but you have to be more vigilant when you go out, and you have to sometimes virtually threaten the waiter because they tend to want to make things their way, and you tell them what you need, and sometimes they don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a definite, asking a lot of questions and stuff, but it's not undoable at a restaurant. It's
Right.
definitely doable.
Which is definitely a bonus to be able to still go out and eat and not worry about the prep stuff and still get the fantastic results.
Exactly.
All right, awesome. Well, listen, I want to thank you for coming on here. You're not aware of this, but somebody is going to listen to this and say, "Hey, I want that," and maybe have the realization that they could have it, and that is what we call inspiration.
Well, thank you for having me.
You got it. I'll see you later.
Okay, see you later.
Take care.
Bye.